Welcome to my YouTube channel Pakistan 360. This video is about Indian Air Force Rafale fighter jet comparison with 4++ generation fighters of Chinese Air Force PLA. Lately, relations between China and India are becoming more complex and tense in the Ladakh region, leading to a possible full-scale outbreak of hostilities. In such a scenario, the first large-scale encounter could be an air battle similar to Pakistan and Indian February clash. In this backdrop, this video is about the comparison and analysis of the capabilities of top-line fighter aircraft held with the two air forces in order to ascertain outcome of the possible air battles of the future. In this context, the combat air fleet comparison between the IAF and PLA has already been carried out in a previous video, for which link will be shared in the comments section. Rafale comparison with PLA aircrafts. Main focus of the study will remain on bulk of Chinese fighters which foreseeably will face Rafale. These include J-10, flanker family variants like Su-30 MKI, J11 variants, and J16. Since Su-35 and J20 already belong to a superior league, therefore cursory comparison is only required. J10 being a single-engine fighter, its significant advantages over Rafale will be discussed. Rafale versus J11 versions. PLA operates the few variants of J11 fourth-generation heavyweight air superiority fighter, which currently forms the mainstay of the PLA air fleet with estimated 356 in service. The latest and most capable variant of the fighter, the J11BG, benefits from integration of 4+ generation systems derived from that of the J16. Flight performance. While the Rafale has a maximum speed below average at Mach 1.8, the J11 is 30% faster and can attain Mach 2.25. The Rafale has a low flight ceiling at around 15 km, providing the J11 with a considerable advantage as it can operate at much higher 20 km altitudes. The Rafale's M88 engines put out a very low level of thrust at 75 kN maximum, while the WS-10B is around twice as powerful with an estimated thrust up to 140 kN. This gives the Chinese jet a far superior flight performance and a better thrust-to-weight ratio. Radar comparison. Although the Rafale's radar is more sophisticated, however, the J11B partially compensates for this with the sheer size of its own radar, which will give it a comparable range for tracking enemy targets. Against the J11BG, however, which benefits from heavier AESA radar, the Chinese fighter will retain a massive situational awareness advantage and will be able to detect fighter-sized targets over 450 km away as compared to a maximum of 250 km with Rafale. Endurance. J11B is again at an advantage, and with a comparable weapons load on each fighter it can exceed the Rafale's range by over 30%, or carry a much larger weapons load over the same distance. Electronic warfare suite. The most significant advantage of the Rafale, indeed its only major advantage, is more modern electronic warfare suite, allowing it to better evade detection at range, jam enemy radars and neutralize attacks from enemy missiles. While the electronic warfare systems of the baseline J11B are today out of date, this issue does not affect newer and more capable J11BG and D. They are capable to engage far more capable jets than the Rafale, such as the F-35A deployed by the United States and Japan. J11BG is at the very least expected to have parity in electronic warfare with the Rafale, and quite possibly a significant advantage. Air-to-air missiles. while Rafale's is at a disadvantageous position because of its underpowered engines, limited endurance, maneuverability, and radar capacity in comparison to PLA majority fighters. It is set to match in the field of air-to-air missiles once integrated with the Meteor. Meteor has a range of approximately 300 kilometers and high maneuverability, allowing it to match the PL-15's range. Frontline French Rafale fighters are only just beginning to receive the Meteor. However, the Indian aircraft may not receive the missiles for some years, by which time the PL-15 may have been replaced with more capable air-to-air missile from Russia, the R-37M. Rafale in comparison to J-16. It is the latest Chinese 4++ generation aircraft. However, the J-16 cost is well under a fifth as compared to Rafale fighters. The aircraft nevertheless retains superior capabilities across the spectrum. The J-16 has the ability for suppression of enemy air defense through advanced radar-absorbent materials and sensors to compensate against Rafale low RCS, something the Rafale lacks. Rafale vs Su-30 MKI. The most advanced variant of the Su-30 MKI is considerably more capable than the original design. The fighters integrate a radar providing a 400 km detection range against fighter-sized targets, the second most powerful after Su-35 Airbus radar, and are reportedly capable of delivering standoff attacks even against stealth targets. State-of-the-art avionics and advanced electronic warfare systems make these 4+ generation jets extremely lethal in beyond visual range combat when coupled with its 10 or more long-ranged air-to-air missiles. Rafale comparison with Su-35. Entering service in 2014, it surpasses all previous versions, hence no comparison is required with Rafale. The Su-35 fighter's most notable improvements are its more powerful AL-41 engines, which were the world's first with three-dimensional thrust vectoring capabilities, lighter and lower maintenance high composite airframe, new electronic warfare systems and avionics, and Airbus passive electronically scanned array radar. The fighter benefits from limited applications of stealth technology, with a reduced radar cross-section under a third that of the original flanker, and is compatible with new longer-ranged missiles, most notably including the R-37M hypersonic platform with a 400 km range. The fighter was the first in Russian service confirmed to have been capable of deploying 14 missiles. Designed to go head-to-head with the F-22 Raptor and come out on top, the Su-35 represents a major improvement on the original flanker design. Rafale vs J-10C. The J-10C is a single-engine Chinese 4++ generation fighter with a lightweight design comparable to the American F-16V Block 70-72 and Rafale. It boasts considerable performance advantages over foreign rivals including Rafale, with the ability to operate at higher speeds and altitudes with thrust vectoring WS-10B engines, more powerful AESA radar along with PL-15 missiles for an extended range. The fighter remains the only one with a single engine ever to benefit from thrust vectoring engines, and the second in the world with three-dimensional thrust vectoring after the Russian Su-35. It is thus heavily oriented as a multi-role combat fighter with stealth features and has been assigned an air superiority role in its missions when operating alongside the J-20 and J-16. Rafale combat performance against J-20. Comparing the Rafale with the latest Chinese J-20 is far from required, since the discrepancy in capabilities is massive, favoring the Chinese jet, and the two are from entirely different generations and weight ranges. China's Air Force is thought to be able to purchase J-20 fighters for less than a third the cost that India imports Rafale fighters from France, meaning thereby the held inventory of 50 in 2019 has been increased manifold, thereby leaving IAF much to cope up till today. Analysis. Following multiple border clashes with Pakistan in 2019 and more recently with Chinese forces in Galwan Valley, a number of Indian officials and military analysts have referred to the French Rafale fighter as a guarantor of a favorable outcome in future conflicts. Although it is compatible with Meteor and Scalp missiles integrated with respectable avionics. Despite these strengths, French Rafale fighters' ability to seriously benefit Indian operations against China remain extremely limited for reasons of cost to acquire a large inventory and matching capability to challenge current inventory of Chinese Air Force. This is the end of my video. Thank you for listening to it. Do subscribe to my channel. Comment, like and share my video. Also click the bell icon for more videos.